Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome to Time Capsule here on the Games Done Quick Hotfix, the show where we travel back in time to your favorite years in gaming and speedrun our way through popular or influential games released in a particular year. I am your host, Smooth Operative. Tonight we are going to take a look at the year 1995, but before we get into the run, let's get into some announcements. First off, I'm super excited to announce that Unapologetically Black and Fast submissions are now open. It is a new recurring hotfix marathon where Black runners are front and center in celebration of Black joy. And this is the first iteration of the event, running February 3rd through the 14th for 12 hours a day. Submissions will be open for that until January 23rd. So the schedule will be released February 1st. You can type !UBAF for the link to the submission form in the chat right now if you are interested. Also, Awesome Games Done Quick 2022 online may be over, but Hotfix is year-round, and you can go to gamesdonequick.com/hotfix for more information on that. But for now, we are going to get started, and like I said, 1999, we are going to kick it off with Toy Story and the wonderful Kajink. Welcome.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited.
I'm excited too. This run has Woody doing cowboy stuff and
right?
just toy.
It's got Buzz wanting to be Buzz, but we got to be better.
Yeah,
Woody is better than Buzz. Fight me, chat. I'm sorry.
It's got a lot. I don't disagree with you. Like I agree with you. I do like Woody. Cowboys. So what do y'all think? Kajink, you can give us the rundown, and then whenever you're ready, you can get us started.
Awesome. All right. Well, I have been running this for a little over a year, I would say. I'm still pretty new at the run, so bear with me, chat. There may be some flubs and stuff, but we're going to have a good time no matter what.
Exactly.
So Toy Story came out in 95, obviously. That's why we're here. It came on multiple different platforms, and actually the speedrun board is split up via the consoles instead of like an 80%, 100%, stuff like that. So I will be running the Sega Genesis version. I have not played the SNES or the PC versions. I've seen some of the SNES run by other players, but I'll try and point out some of the differences between at least Sega and SNES as we're going along. I don't really know a lot about PC. But to get started, I will tell you guys the hot tips. We're going to go into options, and we are going to give ourselves more lives. There's not really other difficulties on this run. It's just they give you more lives because they expect you to fail a lot. So So you can either be a Yahoo! ! And only have one life to start, or you can just be a rootin' tootin' cowboy, and we're gonna be a cowboy today. Get ready, friends. And then we don't want to spoil any of the hot story, so we're gonna turn the storyline off. Also, it's much faster and not as much matching in between the levels.
Sounds like
I see
a
some
plan.
good lucks in the chat. Thanks, chat, for the good luck. We're gonna need it. All right. So, other than that, time is going to start when I mash start and we see Buzz fly across the screen. So, Tippy, if you're ready, I'm ready.
I'm ready. Let's go.
All right. So, we are going to start in 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
Thank you. All right. So, I will give a little of the lore of the story in case some of you people have not seen Toy Story. But this first level, we're just in Andy's room. And we've got to save the army men so they can get out and get their walkie-talkie, which we are going to knock down. And then we are going to post up at the other walkie-talkie so we can see what Andy gets for his birthday. And then we're done with that level. Now this one is going to be a little tricky. There is a little bit of tech I'm going to try. We're going to try and get we're already not going to do it. Just kidding. So what I have to do is knock the barriers off in a certain way in a certain amount of time, mainly for this big buff guy right here. He takes the longest. So we want to be able to get to him as fast as we can while knocking down Rex along the way and then freeing our little robot friend. And then I'm just going to go ahead and let you in. Why not? Oh, I missed you. Fun. Okay, so we have to wait a little longer. Off to a great start, team. Let's go. But anyway, so if you get the fastest route, you've got to jump super quick and free Rex on your way to freeing the buff Macho Man. And then that saves you about 10 seconds. On this route, I think we're gonna lose only about 10 seconds because we have to wait for him to lift up that bucket there, and then we jump on the bed and, oh, Andy's coming. We have to pretend to not be alive. Easy peasy. Now, this next level is all about platforming and health preservation. I have a certain route that I do, and this is not it. Just kidding. This is fine. So you're dodging all of these toys, and you're trying to meet or go through different platforms as fast as you can. So it's all about deciding where you want to take hits and where you want to not take hits. And then I will take an intentional death here in a little bit. Not just yet, though. And these little flags are our checkpoints. So I'll explain some of the mechanics of the game while I'm going through this very long level. So the stars in the upper left corner are my hit points. The little stars that we catch throughout the level, if you catch like 47 to 49 of them in each level, then you get an extra hit point at the end of the level. And then if you catch all 50, then they will give you an extra life. And the lives are the cowboy hats in the upper right corner. So I took my intentional death. We are just gonna zoom through and go through Andy's very long bedroom. And then jump back on the bed. Darn it, Buzz beat us. Unfortunate. All right, next level is actually terrifying. It's called Nightmare Buzz, and look how terrifying he is. Like, why would you want a Buzz floating towards you with fireballs shooting actual lasers at your face? So, but the strat of this is obviously to take out all of the fireballs on the first cycle, and then we let him just get all up in our personal space. Let him shoot his laser, he'll shoot over us, and then we just kind of scoot him back and give him a little pop while he's like beeping up to Star Command or whatever he's doing with his little iWatch or whatever. And then usually you don't have to catch the stars, but just for the run safety, I'm gonna catch as many as I can just to get a continue. If you catch, I think it's 300 stars over the course of the game, they will give you a continue. Now here's the level that I hate a lot. Actually, I hate all of the RC cars. And I saw some people in chat earlier saying, I don't think I ever made it past the RC car level. You're not alone. This level is terrible. Like, figuring out the mechanics and how exactly to turn and drift the car is a lot. And then you freak out because you think, oh, I have to catch every single battery. You don't, chat. Calm down, it's fine. We're just gonna catch a few of them here and there along the way and hopefully drift our way to safety, and it'll be fine. But I love all of the different mechanics of this game. Like, if you want a game that has platforming and boss fights and car races and Doom, we have Doom. Do you guys want to see a Doom level? Just stick around. It's going to be fun.
It's actually such a trip. When I was watching Kajink practice this, I was thinking to myself, wow, this game really does have it all. So you're in for a surprise.
Oh, it's good times. All right, now this one, the toys are mad at us because we have apparently knocked Buzz out the window and they like Buzz more than us. So what we have to do is go through and get Rex to get out of all of these little barriers so we can use him for the next level. And this level is kind of all about the routing and figuring out where to fall and when to take damage. And I've got a route where hopefully I will come out of this level with all of my health. So we'll see how that goes. Except I just ran into a plane. So we've already lost one, but it's fine, no big deal. The next few levels are not too taxing on the health, so we'll be a-okay. And then we're just gonna whip him, let go. Doing good, here we go. And now for the first auto-scroller of the run. Everyone posture check. Woody fails the posture check, obviously. Look at that.
I think
But
I
then
failed
also-
the posture check too.
Oh, I did too. I immediately popped up when I said posture check, and I will immediately sink back down. But I love watching Rex's little arms. Like, Buddy is trying so hard to get Woody out of here. Look at him go.
He's devoted.
So yeah, this is a scripted auto-scroller, so if you can remember where all of the planes, trains, and automobiles come from, then you're good to go. And don't run into the army men. They're very busy. So, yeah. Tippy, did you play this as a tiny tot?
I did not play this game as a tiny tot. I do really like Toy Story though, but I think my experiences with gaming in general didn't happen until maybe like a little bit later, like PS1,
Gosh, yeah.
PS2. Like I didn't play too many Genesis games. I think maybe like Sonic 2 was like the jam back in the day.
Nice. I mean, it's a good jam to have for sure.
But
For
yeah,
sure.
what got you started speedrunning this game specifically? Kajink, do you have fond memories of it?
I don't know that you would say fond. I did have this as a tiny tot, and it was among the many list of Disney games that we owned, and I was not able to beat it. It was way too hard. So part of my speedrunning adventures have been coming back to games that I played as a kid and trying to beat them. So I actually didn't beat Toy Story until like maybe a year ago.
That's honestly epic. I think that's the satisfying thing about speedrunning is when you come back to a game that you weren't able to beat, like when you were younger, and you know now it's like you can absolutely destroy it through a speedrun. It's very satisfying.
It's so satisfying. Like I tell myself, 8-year-old me would be so proud and amazed at how cool I am right now.
Exactly.
You have no idea. Okay, I am screwing this up. But basically what this battle is we have to attack Buzz with this tire here, because he's on a rampage. He's very mad at us. And I died. Ooh, okay, so I'll do it right this time. He was not cooperating, and I kind of got a different little pattern than I used to. But we'll give it another try.
Is there a lot of RNG in this game?
Some, and then some not. So like for this one, I thought there was some RNG. It's really not that bad. It's more about when you can, how fast you can get the tire on him. So if you can basically get him the same for like the first 2 hits, then your fight is gonna be pretty scripted and you'll know what's going on. So like I was able to hit him there off screen because I figured out the timing for this type of pattern, and then we'll just hit it one more time, pop it over there, and now he's down. Very good. First try, something like that. So this game, I like to break it up into, I think, 4 different sections. So we just did the Andy's room section, and now we're doing the Pizza Planet section. And so we're going to sneak through Pizza Planet. Very, like, obviously, this is not a toy, you know? We are just a big gulp and a hamburger making our way downtown.
Yes.
So we're gonna avoid falling food and very much malfunctioning soda things. Very sad. Like the amount of waste in this level is very upsetting. But fun fact, if Buzz runs into you, he will hit you. I took that hit intentionally just to keep trucking through because it can get very tiresome and cumbersome to have to stop at every single soda. And then you also have to avoid the kiddos coming through. And fun fact, one way to know what's happening is if you watch the paper airplanes that come on screen, they tell you which direction the kids are coming from. So that one came from left to right, so the kid's moving left to right. This one's coming from right to left, so the kid is obviously coming from right to left. And that can kind of help you determine when to move, when to duck, because if you duck, they don't see you. But they can literally be like right on top of you, and then you're like, oh, just kidding. And you're fine. So we're very good at our disguise, obviously. Okay, now this level is hard for me as an adult. Oh wait, bonus! Oh, next time. Anyway, so this next level is where we get inside the claw machine. And this is like the weirdest platforming ever. I'm still pretty bad at this level. I'm gonna take a look at my health, and I'm gonna take an intentional death up here coming up. But these platforms always freaked me out as a tiny tot. Like the one just moving like that and then waiting for them to come in and out of the wall freaked me out as a kid. So great.
I can't blame you.
Okay. That was good, actually. That was not good. Just kidding. I was not expecting that to happen. All good, though. We had 5, and I can kind of truck through some sections. I think. We'll see. But I would like to shout out, I think the current world record holder of the Genesis version, Yami Amarillo. He is like a god at this level. Watching him play this is just bananas. So go give him a check. Go check out like the whole Toy Story speedrun.com boards. Like watching people actually run this game really good is super fun to watch. I'm working on it. We're getting there.
I think you're doing just fine.
Thank you. These platforms are weird because they sink down, but if you jump fast enough, then your body weight won't sink. This part is slightly terrifying because it's a very big fan. We don't like the fans. For the fans. And this part's weird. I'm bad at this platforming part, but we'll try again. The jumps are very weird. It's kind of tight timing. Like you wouldn't expect it, but they are very tight timing just to be able to jump up when you need to. All right, let's see if I can get this timing right first try. We did it! Go team!
Yahoo!
All right, if I had more health, I would just like power through these poppers, but I'm gonna save a hit point so I can power through the last fan up here because figuring out that timing is just weird. We'll just take that. Ow! So hard. All right. Now, welcome to Doom. Oh boy. Hello. So for this level, we're just like crawling around inside the claw machine. And we're finding all of our buddies. Hello. There is a little bit of flashing light warning. There's one more section coming up that there will be very tiny flashing lights, just so you guys know. But yeah, we've now entered Doom, and we go through, and there are 8 little alien boys that we have to get. I'll come back for you, my love.
They may or may not be bombs.
They may or may not be bombs. They may or may not blow up. We're not really sure. I've been told if you put them in fast enough, they won't blow up, so fingers crossed. I will give you guys some juicy deets though. There are 2 drop-off points. So if you're playing this casually and you're like, where's the door? There are 2 doors. There are 2 places you can drop them off, so don't freak out. And I do know that for the SNES version, this level is slightly different. The layout is slightly different, and there's a part where they have to like manipulate a barrier or a door or something. We don't have that in Genesis. We just go. It's fine. And we're gonna pop him in. We got one more little buddy. And I think the faster you go, the more like the invisible stars you collect. And so if you go fast enough, it'll give you like an extra hit point, which is nice.
It comes in handy probably later levels.
It does, especially for the ones coming up after this one. But first, the claw. And also a rousing game of where's Woody? There he is. So what we're gonna do for this is we are going to keep the claw or keep Buzz on the left side of the screen as much as possible for these first 2 rounds. And what we do is we throw our little friend boys up here onto the claw and it will drop him. So we just kind of have to wait. I guess you call it a boss fight because, you know, it's the claw and you're fighting the claw, but it's kind of like a scripted auto-scroller type thing too because you have to wait for each, you know, coin or whatever.
Did y'all ever get into doing the claw machine at the arcade? I want to say no one was good at it, but
no, I was terrible at it.
I was terrible at it.
So bad at it. All right, now we also have to watch out for his tail. Ooh, this is gonna be close. I may mess this up. Oh my gosh, I saved it. Amazing. Feel good for me, chat.
That's the way you do it.
I got real close to that side of the screen. All right, I am gonna take an intentional death here because get ready for the difficulty of this game to up by like 50,000%. Once you get to Sid's room, all hell breaks loose. No lie. We've got darts falling. We've got firecrackers. We've got what was that? Those like weird robot type things that people could build. I forget the name.
Gundams?
But we've got not Gundams. Like
sorry.
It could be. I mean, we've got Gundams fighters basically, and it's terrifying, and we don't like it. So. And then we've got death yo-yos, we've got fireballs, so it might as well be Gundam. We've got hooks that we have to climb on. Wait for the scorpion, hang on. Now, if you have more life, you can kind of truck through these death yo-yos, but I don't have more life, so we're not gonna. There's our death scorpion. I am gonna take this death. Ooh, this is gonna be interesting. I'm on my last life. I'm pretty sure we got to continue though, so I'm not too terribly worried. It should be fine. We'll be fine. It's fine, team. We're fine. Hot, hot, hot. It's hot. Now I will say I am upset that the game has a bowl of cornflakes when in the movie it's obviously Fruit Loops because he comes up with like the 2 Fruit Loops on his eyes. So
these inconsistencies,
I know.
unacceptable.
The barrier has been broken. Hot, hot, hot. Now, once again, if you're a rebel, you can kind of just like power through these and lose some life. But I want to save my life for this next bit because I'm going to try and do this next level in one shot. We do have her continue, so it's not too terribly awful. I should probably like be smart and take the death, but we're not about that life. We're gonna go. We're busy. We got stuff to do, right? Whoop. Okay. This level I like to call the Earthworm Jim phase, because if anyone has ever played Earthworm Jim, the first one, the very last level has very similar mechanics to whipping back and forth and trying to hit loops or hooks that are just impossible to hit. Like these hitboxes are non-existent. There is a checkpoint down here, but since I only have 0 lives, if I die, then I gotta start over anyway. So we're gonna be rebels and not do that. Where is this fireball? Okay. I want to keep these 2 hit points as long as possible. Avoid the spooters. If you don't like spooters, I'm sorry. There's a lot of them in these 2 levels. More death yo-yos. Once again, if you have more hit points, you can power through these, but we are a little low. YOLO! Got it. Okay. I sometimes miss that jump, and then I'm like, where am I? And now, judo chop!
It like drops you somewhere completely different.
Yes, yes, that happened to me in practice earlier, and I was like, oh my gosh, how do I finish the level now? It literally took me like 10 minutes to figure out how to get out of the level.
I think that's actually the funniest thing when you see a speedrunner kind of get thrown off their game in a speedrun, and then they end up somewhere that maybe you end up casually, and you're like, wait, I have no idea where I am or where I'm going.
You're like, oh my gosh.
Raise your hand if that's happened to you.
Oh, so many times. Murder baby, no! All right, we're out. Oh, I should have taken 1 hit, but that's okay. You know what? Let's be rebels. Let's be rebels. I am gonna do my best to not get hit on Roller Bob. So this is our next auto scroller. Intensified, like I said, like 50-fold. So I'm going to go quiet for a little bit and try and focus. So if you have like any other events you want to plug or anything like coming up after this, by all means, go for it.
Oh, yeah, sure. We always have things to talk about. Well, first off, if you are watching this on YouTube from the future, you can go to twitch.tv/GamesDoneQuick if you're interested in seeing our content live. We start most nights at 7 p.m. Eastern. Also, all revenue after taxes that GDQ earns from subscriptions and bits this month for January will be donated to PCF. We reached 3.4 million during AGDQ, so let's see if we can get that to 3.5 million. And of course, thank you all so much for your generosity thus far. It's been incredible. Let's see. Also, Frost Fatales is coming up February 27th to March 5th. You can use the chat command !FF in chat, or you can go to gamesdonequick.com/framefatales for more information on that. But yeah, if any of you watching have any ideas for your own show or one-off events, feel free to go to gamesdonequick.com/hotfix and submit your ideas if you want to be featured on any of our wonderful Hotfix shows. And again, Kajink, thank you so much for joining me here today on my show, Time Capsule. It's been super fun so far. And those of you, I'm glad. And those of you watching, if you are having fun watching Kajink speedrun this game, please make sure you follow her Twitch channel. That is twitch.tv/Kajink87.
Thank you.
Of course.
All right, so we made it out of Sid's house alive, somehow, barely, I don't even know. So now we are on to what I affectionately call stupid car levels, because we have to have the RC car again. Fun fact, this level does not exist on the SNES version. It's an extra level they have in Genesis. I don't know why. I hate it. But basically what we're doing is we're going through the neighborhood that is nothing but brick walls and semi-trucks. Great neighborhood to live in, I must say. And we have to pick up these very generic batteries to keep our battery full so we can get back to our house to find the moving van. I don't understand the lore. I never read the in-between, so I don't know what the point of this level is, but we're just kind of zooming along and hoping that we can get all of our batteries.
Oh, we're trying to catch the moving van, huh?
Yes.
Yes.
But we can't just yet, because we have yet another RC car level where we have to try and get the moving van.
Oh, well then they just threw this one in for the kids.
It's for the kids, right?
For the kids.
All right, now this one I hate. Let me see if I can do this correctly. Probably not. So casually, this level is a nightmare because your battery runs out very fast. And if you don't know where to go and like how many barriers there are, you're gonna have a bad time. But luckily, that's okay because I'm gonna need more life for the next level. So let's do that again. JK, here we go, for real this time. All right, so we're gonna come over here. We're gonna get one battery. We'll miss that battery, but that's okay. Might be a little worried about it. I missed again. I got it! Okay, here we go. We're fine. The backup strats. Where's my other battery? There it is. Okay. And now we just go out to freedom. That was messy, but we did it, chat. Thank you. Thank you for your support. I appreciate it. Zoom. All right. Last level of the game. Here we go. We finally get to fly to infinity and beyond. Chat, I need you to watch out because here I come.
I'm ready.
So last level is indeed an auto scroller. I like to stay as far left as possible just to see what's coming. Also, if you will watch the stars, that kind of tells you what's coming next, and that can help you figure out, oh my gosh, am I going up? Oh my gosh, am I going down? But we're just basically flying through traffic, trying to avoid all of the shrubbery and the vehicles so we can get back to the van. So Andy can find us and be happy boy again. If I can do this with no hit, that will be so very fun. I usually take at least 1 hit point of damage here, but I think we're good. We're solid. Oh gosh, it's a big moving truck. What do we do? Meow. Now we go all the way to the right. Very important. Must go right. Watch out. Here I come. Now we must go all the way down. Remember this, chat. You want to keep holding right. You will die if you don't. I have died here. It is very tragic and very terrifying. And then you want to scoot back because you can run into this van and you will die. P.S. Time is coming up when I become perpendicular to the top of the van, right about now. Time.
Whew,
we did it.
What a ride.
I
GG.
know, we did it. He's
Man,
so happy.
I forgot how epic the end of Toy Story really is, like with Buzz
Right?
and the RC car. Like, damn.
Yes, and like strapped to the rocket. I just want a rocket.
It's like epic.
Explode. Yeah. So, but we made it. Andy's happy again. We found him here in the car. I will give you guys some of the lore. And now, you know, the toys don't hate us as much because we have Buzz back. Woody's happy. They're happy. Everybody's happy. It's Christmas. We're getting a puppy.
Oh, yay.
And then the best part of this game, the very last screen. Well done. You have completed Toy Story. Hope you enjoyed it. We know it was like terribly hard, so we hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for playing. That's how I like to read that.
At least they're being honest with us.
At least they're being honest. We did it. Do we know? I gotta see what the time was. I made an underestimate.
Underestimate.
Go team.
Yeah, and
yes.
that's very impressive.
Not gonna lie, that was a little messy. So getting that underestimate, I'm okay with that.
You know what? It's been a day behind the scenes at Hotfix,
really has.
and that's all we can hope for.
Hey, I'm happy with it. You know, like my practice runs for this were all over the place. So I am very okay with coming in underestimate. And as long as chat had a good time, I had a great time. So thank you again so much for having me. This was very fun.
Well, thank you so much, Kajink, for running Toy Story for us. I'm not sure if you have any shout outs or anything you'd like to give before we wrap it up and switch over to the next run, but
I'll just say check out all of the Toy Story runners. It's a smaller board, it's a smaller community, but there are some very talented speedrunners there. Watching the top tier Toy Story runners is awesome. And if you're ever interested in watching some retro speedruns, some Animal Crossing, sometimes I play Stardew Valley. We do random crochet streams or cooking, or sometimes we do like music streams where I sing. I'm a variety streamer, so if you're just up for some shenanigans, come check me out at twitch.tv/Kajink87. We have a great community there, very welcoming, very, very cool people to hang out with. So thank you guys for watching. And like they mentioned, if you've got that Twitch Prime, throw us up to Games Done Quick so we can get some more money for Prevent Cancer Foundation. Like the fact that we've already raised 3.4 during AGDQ
is pretty epic.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's epic.
So if we can get it even higher, like let's do it.
Let's go.
And
all right,
stick around because we've got some awesome runs after this. Don't go anywhere.
For sure. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
As you said, if you had fun and you enjoyed the run, make sure you follow Kajink. That is Kajink87 on Twitch. Go hit the follow button. But for right now, we are going to switch it over to the next run, which is Star Wars Dark Forces. Don't go away. All right, everybody, welcome back to Time Capsule here on the Games Done Quick Hotfix. It is the show where we travel back in time to your favorite years in gaming and speedrun our way through popular or influential games released in a particular year. Tonight, we are focusing on 1995. I'm still your host, Smooth Operative. Thank you very much for joining us. But joining us right now, we have Your Solution and Covert Muffin with Dark Forces, Star Wars Dark Forces. So I'm going to throw it over to Your Solution to give the introductions. Welcome.
Thanks for that introduction. I'm Your Solution. I speedrun Dark Forces in like the Dark Forces category of games. I'm joined by Covert Muffin.
Hey, how are you guys doing?
Howdy. Chat, how are you?
How are you, chat?
You're doing swell.
But yeah, so this is, from what I understand, the 80% easy category. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that? And then whenever you're ready, you can give us the countdown.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. So easy 80% is, well, it's the easiest. In like the later difficulties, there's a medium and a hard. There's like increased damage and increased enemies. So we'll see a lot less of that on scale of enemies. But yeah, 80% easy should be pretty smooth in terms of like health management and stuff. But I would also like to add a couple notes just in terms of like the engine in the game.
For sure.
Yeah, so the game was developed and published by LucasArts. Good old LucasArts made tons of great Star Wars games in the early 2000s and the mid 2010s. Gotta love that era of Star Wars games. Sadly, they've been less on the decline, but the game is an FPS. It is inspired by a lot of early Doom clones and Doom in particular. So you'll see a lot of like maze-like structures and a lot of just like, that core FPS gameplay, like fast-paced, tons of enemies sometimes, not as hard, well, as many as hard, but still like a lot of enemies sometimes. We do follow one of the best, in my opinion, and a lot of other people's opinion, EU character in the game. He's the protagonist, Kyle Katarn. He is in every Dark Forces game after this, which is awesome. However, unlike the other Dark Forces games, we will not be playing Kyle Katarn as a Jedi, so we have no Force powers. But that's okay, because we have a couple other things we can kind of throw in the bag and mix up some tricks. So don't feel like it's going to be less of a run just because he doesn't have Jedi tricks.
Yeah,
Kyle's so cool.
Yeah, we joke about it in the community because it's like we don't have force jump in this game to get like extra height, but we have some other creative ways of doing it, especially because we're wearing cloth pants. So yeah, it's a great speed game. I'm really excited to see this, YS. Good luck.
Yeah, good luck.
All right, timer starts in 3, 2, 1, go. All right, we're loading here into the first mission. One thing you really want to notice that I'm crouching like under all the doors. It saves like a little bit of time every time you crouch under a door. So, you gotta save that. It stacks up by the end of the game because there's just so many doors.
Yeah, there's actually going to be like a really important cycle with the doors upcoming in this next area. So he's going to fall through here, punch the stormtrooper in the butt, and then go through a series of switches. So watch this, watch this. He's going to open this door, open this elevator. Now he's on a timer, right? And there we just stole the Death Star plans. So we ended up doing the entire sequence of Rogue One, the $220 million movie in the span of 40 seconds. So well done, YS.
Very impressive.
Yeah, so one thing I want to note before I go to this next level here is that I picked up the E11 blaster. It's very important to pick this up because a lot of the enemies, well, it not only does it do a lot of damage, but the ammo is very plentiful, so it's definitely a really good pickup. And then here we're going to load into Secret Base. And really, Secret Base is just like a really hard movement mechanic level, and I fell. That's okay, we have backups for that. But essentially, while I'm swimming, there's really two modes of like running and walking. Just like your regular sprint, I'm like smashing the shift key at like all the time, and just not smashing the shift key. So, yeah. You also see like I won't turn around the corners. Like if I jump backwards, I save a little time than just like turning my camera all the way around and stuff like that. Stuff like that, it's like really helpful with movement.
Yeah, some really nice things is that you're going to see a lot of like really narrow hallway movement and stuff. So YS is going to be trying to press strafe keys, like to walk at the diagonals at really specific times. And there we just crouched, getting through that window, allowing us to sort of sequence break this puzzle just a little bit, and then getting into this next area a little bit faster. But here, he's going to be looking up to see what the stormtroopers are going to be doing on that catwalk. And then going around there, he's going to be trying to use that information, getting through that area by mitigating the RNG by being anticipating some difficult things. And then in the water, just jumping because it's a little bit faster than swimming as we progress through.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so like upcoming here, we're coming to the end of the second mission. So you'll also notice that we actually carry the E11 to the next mission. This is going to be really important for the speed run because it's going to allow us to maintain our inventory between levels. But here on this level, boom, we just picked up some thermal detonators, one of the most important weapons for the run overall. Isn't that right, YS?
Yeah, absolutely. It really lets us sequence break a lot of our missions. And here you will see our first TD jump. Essentially, I will throw the TD below me, and if I jump at the precise time, it will give me enough height to jump over like long ledges. Okay. Oh, so I missed that one. That's okay. Nice, I got it.
Nice, second try. Wow. And it's really important to stress that YS only has 2 chances for that, right? YS can't just like take a death to get more TDs. He would have to start the entire mission over again if he ended up doing that. And there, killing that Gran is going to allow him to get an additional 5. That's a little bit of safety for tonight. And then grabbing an extra F5 that we do in the normal route before hitting the end of the mission. So that 1 TD jump allowed him to sequence break the majority of the mission. And here on Research Facility, we're going to see a lot more of those.
Yeah, absolutely. Here we're just kind of traveling into the main research base, which we just gotta collect like these armor. First, I just gotta crawl through this small crawl space. It kind of looks probably a little like motion sickness for the viewers, so I apologize for that. But here in a couple of rooms, we will be coming up on a door that has a key code or a key combination that we must enter to open the next part of the level. Cooper, you want to explain that?
Yeah, sure. So the key codes for the levels themselves are actually always the same. So YS has just memorized the number of key presses to be able to get through. That's it. And then upcoming here, this is going to be the big skip of the level. This is another kind of a scary one. YS fails this. It's a bit of a time loss.
Nice.
But no, of course,
Try.
gets it first try. Wow, that's incredible. Nicely done. That was one of the ones that gave me a lot of trouble when I learned this as a speed game.
Yeah, absolutely. Me too. There's with those TD jumps, it's really important that you know like the camera angles. So like in this game,
Right.
you can move your camera up and down, and usually it's with like numpad, like up and down. But I bound mine to my mouse buttons for convenience.
Mouse droid.
Yeah, this mouse droid, we're just kind of hanging out in the crawl space. He's my friend.
He's like, look, I'm on GDQ. Look at me, Mom.
Say hi. Yeah, so for a lot of these TD jumps, you'll see me aiming like a little bit down or maybe a little bit up in some circumstances. This is to help me like line up specific TD jumps so that I can get them more consistent. So here I aimed a little bit more down to the left.
Nice.
All
This
right.
first one.
Nice, second try. Cool.
Wow. Excellent. Great job.
Thank you.
I cannot stress enough. There's no quick save and quick load in this game, right? There is a checkpoint system, and that checkpoint is a bit far back, and you would have to retry the first one again in order to be able to progress through. But YS is just like making all these really difficult tricks look very easy and like closing them out either first or second try. So very great job so far in this run.
So here we're entering like a mine level. It looks really like dusty and kind of like Mars, Doom. Yeah, so here we're going to pick up any repeater, which will be kind of more important later in the run. But right now, I'm really just trying to rush to the center, like mine level or like mine room, so that I can get this certain skip fast. So, boom, got it. Cool. If I do that, I can take a lot less time waiting and just absolutely skip part of the level there. And then here's like oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, very nice jump. That was a really difficult jump right there. And you'll notice that there are these little sort of cylindrical pits, like this pillar that's lowering down. So this is on like pretty much a level cycle. So right at the start of the run, YS needs to hit like each of these really concisely in order to be able to get through the level fast. And then here, YS taking intentional death here in order to warp forward to a forward checkpoint. And then immediately after, using the alternate fire on the thermal detonators is going to cause them to be able to go into this wall, animation clipping in and allowing them to damage the end boss of the level in order to kill it while it's like doing this grand dramatic introduction. And then here, this really difficult switch skip, YS standing in a very particular position and getting that so fast, man. You are on fire this run, dude. This is going so well.
Yeah, and here we're just kind of like running to the end of the level, trying to squeeze as much time as I can by like crouching in between these doors. And we just have like one final mine jump or TD jump. Grabbing some safety shields because my health's a little low.
Yeah. Also, just for Twitch chat, if you folks have questions, like as we're going through certain sections or questions for YS, then please feel free to go ahead and ask, and we'll try to get to them in sort of the more just sort of running sections as we go through. But that being said, here we are on Detention Center.
Yeah, kind of just like Groma's Mine, the last level we just completed. This level is kind of on a timer. So there's this room kind of like the room in A New Hope, where garbage room, I guess. But essentially, what I need to do is try to minimize the bumps and stuff into enemies and walls, so that I can get to a particular room and particular cycle, so I can not have to wait any seconds in the room. I think it saves like 10, 20 seconds probably, but it's it's kind of hard, honestly. You really have to be on top of your movement.
Yeah, so upcoming here is actually really fascinating. This is actually an intentional sequence break in the level developed by the developers themselves. We actually moved an elevator up in order to be able to do that jump there, and then work through this shaft system into this garbage area. So YS is trying to move through here in a really particular speed, and yeah, he was able to get a pretty good cycle here. So he still has to wait for this door to sort of raise up to be able to get to the end, but he was able to get through like 90% of that on cycle. Nicely done.
And then here we just have another key card. And that's the end of the level.
Okay, cool. Question for you, YS. Do you run DF2?
I don't run DF2. I do appreciate the comment. Or the question, rather. I might run DF2 in the future.
Yeah, I guess sort of expand on that. Have you run any in the rest of the series? Wow, nice TD jump there. That's really difficult.
Yeah, so I run, I guess, most of my running, I have ran Jedi Knight Jedi Academy. Both Muffin and I both run that game a lot. But yeah. I plan on running a lot more of the Dark Forces games, hopefully. Jedi Outcast is on my list, probably Dark Forces 2. So yeah.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, we do have a lot of overlap in the community, especially. But yeah, go on, Smooth.
I was just going to say, to kind of like piggyback on that, what made you decide to choose Dark Forces as a speed game?
So that's a great question. Yeah, since this game is older than I am, that is a very good question.
Sometimes it'd be like that.
Sure. Yeah, so I was running JK a lot this past year, and I kind of needed a game that I kind of wanted to just pick up really quick and just fiddle around with and have a lot more fun. Well, I mean, I'm having fun JK, but also have fun in another speed game. So really it was something to pick up quick and something to supplement running JK. So, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, and so as YS is going through these hallways, very tight on all of these corners, right? You'll notice that some of them he's taking out 45-degree angles in order to press like a forward and strafe key, because this still works with sprinting. And then other times he is going to snap the camera a full 90 degrees just because it's a little bit easier. So really nicely done. You're looking on fire, but oh boy, this is every runner's favorite level robotics facility. Isn't that right, YS?
Oh yeah, countless hours spent here. Pain.
Because you loved it so much, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
it wasn't pain.
Yeah, so we're kind of laughing here because ice physics gets a really bad rep in video games, and probably 90% of those stories come from this game. So this game is one of the OG, like, really bad ice physics. Pretty much, you get really reduced acceleration while on the ice, but also if you run into a wall and lose all of your speed, the only way to start moving again is by throwing a thermal detonator into the wall and using the explosive force in order to start being able to accelerate again. So it's very easy to just lose all control, and there's going to be a really difficult jump coming up near the end of the level. There is an item to help mitigate that, known as the ice cleats, but we actually picked them up at the end of the level because we're speedrunners and we like to make things way more difficult for us. But yeah, here we have the gas mask, right, YS? And what is this fight that we're coming up to?
Yeah, we're coming up with, I think, the first Phase 3 Dark Trooper. This is like the most advanced Dark Trooper in the game. He's got like a really, really powerful weapon. I forgot what it's called, blast cannon? Something like that. But essentially, I pick up that super power up and he's pretty much dust. So, easy.
Wow, nice. Great fight. Okay, this is it. This is the one. So this is one of the harder skips for runners, and YS was actually labbing out his own position. So here he's going to run into the wall, look at a very specific angle, and then jump up before he loses all of his speed. Nicely done getting through their first try. Like YS is just making so many of these things look really easy, but they are not. They are incredibly difficult, and he is just absolutely boss moding this. Yeah, go on.
Thanks. I wanted to I didn't really get stuck on the ice too much, so I kind of wanted to show it just for the audience here. So yeah, right now I'm moving around pretty quickly. But if I run into the wall here, or if let's see.
You have the cleats on.
Oh, that's true. Well.
We can show it at the end of the run if we have some extra time.
Sorry, I don't even.
Yeah, it's good. No, it's great. Like, it's definitely worth showing off because YS didn't get stuck once, which is absolutely amazing. But here on this level, YS is just going to be grabbing the yellow key, taking these elevators and doing one of the larger sequence breaks in the run. Coming over here, looking down, setting up a TD jump, is going to jump over and land on this narrow catwalk. First try, getting the key, ending the level, and moving on immediately to one of the most difficult levels now in the entire run, Jabba's ship.
Yeah, and we start off this this level just like beating this monster up. You know, we're in captive right now, and you know, Jabba, or, you know, Boba, I don't remember who specifically, but, you know, we're in here, beat that guy up. And then we just really need to make our way and grab our equipment because we don't have anything right now. They stripped us of all our equipment. So I need to grab this blue key here, and I can kind of get that with a TD jump. Grab that and go over here. Oh, kind of got trolled.
How rude! Oh, man. Yeah, this can happen. So, and he gets hit by the Gamorrean. Okay, this is fine.
All right, hold up.
Yeah, perfect.
Right,
okay, great. So, really difficult thing is when we get hit by the pig enemies with the giant halberds, the Gamorreans, the entire screen turns to red and then it fades back in. So it's really difficult to see. But here, another TD jump to grab this revive. And here, if you like TD jumps, well, this one's going to get us a little extra height. Dropping down 2 mines using a thermal detonator to cause them to explode simultaneously allows us to build the height to get up and just barely crouch through as the floor was raising up in order to skip a Gamorrean who is guarding the staircase. Very nice, YS. That's wow. Just wow.
And here I'm going to take some intentional damage because there's another death warp here. Hopefully I don't get trolled by this Gamorrean. Oh, no, I got trolled.
That's okay.
Yeah, it's all right.
That's okay.
I think that saves actually pretty decent amount of time. So it's kind of unfortunate that didn't happen, but it's all right.
Yeah, that's okay. This is like one of the run killer areas for sure for like runners of all caliber. The Gamorrean could just be like super rude and just like swing at you immediately, or if he walks forward, you can get pincered into like the doorway. And then, of course, if he like walks to the left and you walk to the left, you can't get past them, and vice versa with the right direction. But here, we just didn't get to show off a death warp to be able to use the checkpoint, but nice TD jump there to be able to get the height up to the door.
I think I might not hit the button or something. I think maybe I didn't get in Jan. 1 sec.
Yeah, I think that's a Jan thing. I think you need to go back and talk to Jan.
I can get back here.
Yeah, no problem. That's never happened before.
Yeah.
Wink!
Always got to be one moment like that. or it's not allowed otherwise.
Yeah, so basically, like, the premise on this level is that we get captured by Jabba, and Jabba is Jan over here. So we need to basically open the door, walk close enough to her in order to activate, like, a dialogue trigger, and that should allow us to progress through with the mission.
I'm not hearing any dialogue. I don't know if it's, like, soft-locked or something.
Maybe. Why don't you... You can either restart the mission or you can go back. Like, those are the 2 options.
Yeah, I think restarting the mission is
we expect to see your solution on this matter promptly.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, this is just great for me, right? I'm just sitting here, watch YS like absolutely do amazing job in this game, and then I get to just see more of that. So this is a win-win for me. I am. How are you feeling about this, Twitch chat? Are you happy that you get to see more YS? They're all saying yes. Like, even though there's a chat delay, so they haven't talked yet, I'm just going to let you know that they're all saying yes and smiling.
I think a couple of people are surprised to see the channel live, and I'm happy to tell you that most of our content outside of marathons, it happens most nights 7 p.m. Eastern time, so you can always get your hot fix most nights of the week if you tune in. So thank you all for being here.
Yeah, thank you so much. And this happens daily, right? Smooth. This happens every single day. People can watch.
Yeah, unless there's like some unforeseen circumstances. GDQ channel is live most days out of the week, so there's always something going on. Right now we are doing Time Capsule, which is my show here. We do it every other Tuesday, but we've got all kinds of different shows, all kinds of different speed games. If you want to know more about that, you can just go to Games on Quick/Topics. They all heard was Gandalf, and I'm like, wait, can you explain this a bit for us?
Yeah, sorry. So YS missed a crash through an elevator. Oh man. Oh boy.
I'm just getting trolled.
Yeah, be careful at Jan. You can't death warp here. You only have 0. You're at 0. As a heads up.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. So, okay, this is really important. So this Gamorrean here. So YS is currently sitting at 0 lives that you can see in the bottom left right next to the health indicator. So YS cannot take the death warp here. So he needs to just walk up to Jan, and then he needs to go do the backtrack segment manually. If he had tried to death warp there, then the entire mission would have just reset again. So this is a little bit spooky for YS because there are a few enemies leading through. Nice drop. Okay, good. We got past Gandalf there, which is the Gamorrean, like right in front of a staircase that we go through. But yeah, here we go. There's the TD jump. He gets through. Okay, that was absolutely massive for finishing out the mission. And now all YS has to do is get past one more Gamorrean, and he finishes Java's Palace. Well done, YS. Nice improvisation there. But here, Boba, right, YS?
Yeah, Boba. Boba's just like conveniently on the other side of this wall. And Boba is like notorious for being like a really hard fight in this game. But
yeah,
if you just plant mines like on the other side of the wall, easy. Dies. I guess the blast radius is enough to go over the wall and clip through it, and he dies. And that's pretty much the solution.
Yeah, so an old strat is we would, if you're familiar with this game, we would take the Stuger concussion rifle. Oh yeah, the double ship. Yeah, that's just funny, right? So we didn't progress with the mission, so it didn't despawn the first ship. And so, because this is the end of the mission is the same place as the start, we just get to see the double ship there. It's great.
It's really getting out of hand.
Oh yes, good. Oh man. All right. But that being said, here we're at Fuel Station. This is the third to final level in the game. Chat, if you have any other questions, this is going to be the last sort of level for it. Maybe we can sneak some in here. So if you have any questions for YS or about the speed game, feel free to just ask in chat as we're going through. But here is some really difficult TD jumps. Nice. Got the first one. There's going to be an enemy that makes bird noises when you hit him, but he's a lizard.
It just Dark Forces things.
Yeah, just Star Wars things. It's okay. It's I mean, there are bird-like dinosaurs, but yeah, nice. Getting that revive brings us up to 200 shields, 100 health, so don't need to worry about literally throwing explosives under our feet in order to jump across gaps there. But there was an elevator trick, nicely done. Lowering that elevator while coming through here is going to save a bit of time on the backtrack. But YS, do you want to talk about why you killed that bird dinosaur?
Yeah, so why I killed that like screeching bird dinosaur, which I think is actually a 1995 rendition of a Trandoshan. I killed him because of this weapon here. So this weapon here is like amazing, like super amazing at killing like groups of enemies. And groups of enemies, like just like you seen like Gandalf earlier in the run. This is really good at just clearing them out and letting like a straight path to my destination. You won't see that as much on this level, but you'll probably see it on this next level coming up.
Yeah, for sure. We do actually have a question from chat from Augendrocker, aka Richard, our lovely stream tech. Thank you, Richard. Which asks, what does YS do on his stream, and where can people find you on Twitch?
Yeah, so I mostly stream, I guess, Dark Forces, Jedi Knight games, JK, at your twitch.tv/YourSolution. I also just stream like Quake Engine games like Diabolical and yeah. That's pretty much what I stream. Maybe the occasional like programming stream, but nothing else.
Great. I heard if you give Your Solution a follow on Twitch, then you are infinitely lucky in your RNG sections and speedruns, right?
Might be true.
Okay, cool. Tight TD jump here. Just barely short. So we get one chance at that TD jump because we're left with 31 health here. And so this is going to just require YS to just drop down the floor and then come back up. But here is YS is going to be continuing through this level, and we're going to see this through.
Yeah, so here's like the big section I was kind of alluding to earlier. Okay, well I died, but that's okay.
Okay.
There's just like, I don't know, is it like 12 enemies? Just groups of 4 enemies just like running down this hall. So just like quickly killing them like that, easy. No hiccups there. Just straight to the destination.
Yeah, so like normally we would, there's a checkpoint right there where we would take a death, but here is just going to be another mine jump. Mines take a little bit of time to arm, so you just have to stand on top of the mine for a little bit, wait for it to explode, and then get up, open this bonus area, which is going to have the best weapon in the game as well as a bunch of resources.
Yeah, and here's kind of like I guess a mini boss or like level boss. I pick up this supercharge really quick because I shoot like extremely fast, and there's just 3 dart troopers, so doing that gains me so much more speed than just like normally shooting. It is pretty easy to die here, so it's good that I got that section pretty well. And then here we just kind of have an auto scroller, couple switches. A speed game wouldn't be complete without a couple auto scrollers.
Yeah, boom. I think something else to mention, especially around sort of like movement in this game, is that like sprinting, it's kind of difficult to stop. So like a lot of these precision platforming we see YS do, especially around the really precise TD jumps, are like really not as easy as they look. Like whenever you throw a thermal detonator, it's a fixed time for it to be able to hit the floor based on how high or low you're looking. And so being able to sort of be in tune with that, but also when to start sprinting is like really, really key, because if the thermal detonator position is slightly off of your hitbox, you just don't get enough height that you want. So it's a jump timing, it's a position thing, it's an aiming thing, and then there's like 1 or 2 other factors that are important. But there, using the Stuker concussion rifle just absolutely shattered that enemy across, and we're gonna come through this final level here.
Yeah, and just like that last fight we saw in the last level, I rushed to the power-up because this power-up, although it's not like the supercharge damage, it is rather shields, and I really can't take damage, which is very convenient for that fight. And here we have like a quick sequence break, and nice, got it. So just like with mines and TDs in this game, you can also use the alt fire for the blast cannon there to sequence break and get into higher places where you're really not supposed to, which is very convenient.
Yeah, exactly. And so here, in the name of freedom and justice, we're coming through and placing a bunch of mines through the level, and then we are going to be facing off against a number of dart troopers. And YS's ammo looks really good coming through here, but here's a really tight TD jump. Oh, the mouse droid!
He didn't like the words we said earlier. I don't know.
Yeah. While on research station, yeah.
they're all like communicating. They've got like all like a network, mouse droid network.
Oh no, they're like ahead of the dial-up internet. My goodness, what is this? For freedom.
Easy line. And
all right, so
sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, elevators, right? You want to talk about elevators?
No, you can get it.
Okay, so basically when we're entering the elevator, we actually don't have to press the button. We actually like spam it as we're going in, and sometimes we can get them to activate earlier. But here is another cool mine jump. This is just a little bit safer than another method. Takes barely a little bit longer, and nice, gets it first try getting up there and through there. Very nicely done, as we are really coming quickly to the end of the run. We just have this like conveyor belt section and then another switch puzzle. So Twitch chat, like this is it. This is your chance to follow your solution on Twitch right now. Twitch.tv/your_solution. Really show them the love if you're enjoying this run tonight.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
Heck yeah, man.
And then,
all right.
Yeah, and then here is like the final switch to get to the boss of the game. So essentially these, just like every other like switch combination in this game or a keycard combination, they're just like preset to a sequence. So here I will just like enter like 4, and these pillars will move up and down based on that. And essentially I just got to get this side to this side. Simple.
Yeah, so I'm just literally letting YS count. With chat, just you can spam numbers if you want to try and help. Doesn't matter which numbers, any number will help.
Let's see.
Yep.
All right, cool.
Looks good. Yep, so here's an elevator, and then if there was a piece that was messed up, then there would be these like shutter doors that would sort of like act as confined doors. But here's one of the scariest enemies in the run. Yeah, just like, what was that? Like a 1-shot, 2-shot, right, on you? So like, yeah, these melee dark troopers can be spooky. And then he like comes into the hallway and stands into the middle of it.
Yeah, he's just there.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. Oh,
and he heard us talking about the mouse droids.
He has to avenge them, or put some respect on the mouse droids.
Yeah, all right, so we're coming into a few final engagements here. We have to take down multiple Dark Troopers, and then the final boss itself, which is kind of like a souped-up Dark Trooper. But here, before going into the fight, YS is actually going to be standing on sort of this top ledge area, and then taking down the Dark Trooper in order to get off some extra shots before they end up starting that Dark Trooper fight. So nicely done. It's a nice little optimization, because looking up and down in this game, as YS mentioned, you can't do that with your mouse. You literally just have to do it by utilizing like page up, page down, or if you use some sort of rebinding software. But yeah, here we go. Final fight, YS.
Yeah, so he's not too terribly difficult. Essentially, I'll just spam this blast cannon, and yeah, he'll push over at some point, thankfully. At least he doesn't have like a couple phases or anything.
Yeah, for sure. So the boss is going to be like shooting out a bunch of rockets and stuff, as well as like plasma weapons. But the nice thing is, because YS just has enough ammo, I was able to get through there, and time is going to be coming up.
And time is now.
Ooh, GG.
Yo, GG.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Destroyed that, I'd say.
Yeah, handedly.
Very
that was
well done.
Absolutely incredible. And like having to redo Jabba's palace as well, which is one of the longest levels in the entire run. Really nicely done.
Thanks. I was getting a little nervous there because I had 0 lives, but I just kind of took it slow because, you know, safety.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. Oh my goodness. Oh boy. So did you want to show off the
ice physics? Absolutely.
Yeah, feel free to.
It's so bad.
So yeah, so like I was trying to explain earlier, I'm moving completely around. I don't have the ice booties. I just run into a wall. Here, let's try this one here. I don't know if that one will work. Yeah, and I'm pressing all my keys. I'm just not moving. So the way to like get yourself unstuck is to actually boost yourself with some momentum. So I can just throw a grenade, and I'm back. So you might have seen that when I was doing this section over here with that setup. And that's pretty much why I did it, because I wedged myself in the corner, and then like I boost myself with a couple of momentum, and it pushes me that way.
Yeah. It's like, I'm still absolutely amazed that like you got all of the ice physics things first try, like especially the last one. Really impressive showing, man. Community shoutouts?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Please.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, community shoutouts, obviously the Dark Forces community, specifically a lot of people who helped me out with this run and helped me learn the run. Ripchip, who made the tutorial, the beginner's tutorial, as well as Vrindar, lots of DOSBox configuration, game configuration. O-Circles, he helps me with some like auto splitter stuff and some setups for macros, as well as logs and logs, which really helps me with some of the finer details in the run, and obviously Covert Muffin for being an awesome commentator and giving me tips as well and learning the run as well. Sorry, this is like a long list.
No, go for it.
Like the whole entire JK or Jedi Knight community is like absolutely insanely awesome. It's Jedi Outcast, Jedi Academy, Dark Forces 2, Dark Forces 1, Mysteries of the Sith, all amazing people in the community. There's so much overlap and everyone's super helpful. So like, don't be afraid to ask like anyone in the community for help, or just if you want, you can just come out and say hey. So all the relevant discords are on src, speedrun.com. But I think overall, I think that's it for my shoutouts.
Awesome.
Great, awesome. Really, really impressive run, YS. And once again, I was Covert Muffin. You can find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/covert_muffin. But I am also going to actually be doing 2 games for Hotfix on Friday.
Yeah, tell us about those.
Yeah, sure. So I will be partaking in C Average's show, What's Faster? So starting at 7 p.m., there's going to be a run before my 2. And then I will be performing Hyperlight Drifter, No Major Glitches, all modules run on the Alt Drifter, and that will be around 8 p.m. Eastern. And then I will also be doing Ori and the Blind Forest Randomizer, which also has a 1-hour estimate, and that will be at around 9 p.m. Eastern.
It's going to be a jam-packed show, I can tell you that much.
Oh, yeah.
Well, thank you both so much for being here. Again, everyone watching, if you enjoyed the run, make sure you follow Your Solution, that's your_solution, as well as Muffin, that's covert_muffin here on Twitch. It's been a total blast tonight, and we appreciate you all being here. Also want to say that if you have Amazon Prime and you don't know where to use it, feel free to use it on the Games Done Quick Twitch channel. All revenue after taxes that GDQ earns from subscriptions and bits this month for January will be donated to the Prevent Cancer Foundation. We reached 3.4 million at AGDQ, so let's see if we can get it to 3.5 million before the month is up. But we have all kinds of content here on Games Done Quick Hotfix in between marathons, and that starts most nights at 7 p.m. Eastern, so you can bet that we'll have more content for you tomorrow. And if you have any ideas yourself and want to get them out there, please go to gamesdonequick.com/hotfix and let us know if you want to be on a show or something like that. But I have been your host, Smooth Operative. It's always a pleasure. I will see you all in 2 weeks for another time capsule. Take it easy.